Hello rail fans, and welcome to another French Fried Trains Minecraft locomotive tutorial. Today, we're going to be building this early CSX C40-8 locomotive with the standard cab and in the early stealth paint scheme. So let's get right into it here. As usual, I'm going to be building it on the front of the train I already have here. So our first step is to take out a dark oak stair to be the coupler and get that attached up. Then switch to a dark oak fence gate, come underneath it and put one under there for an air hose. If you have a locomotive behind it, delete the fence gates on either side of the coupler and replace them with dark oak fence and extend them out to be connected air hoses. Then switch to polish blackstone stairs. On the next block down, 3 of them coming across the rails. On the outside edges, we put upside down stairs facing outward. Then a polished blackstone block in the middle and 2 forward facing upside down stairs on either side of that. On the top, we put a corner block temporary and 3 forward facing upside down stairs in the middle. Delete the temporary block. Come around behind it with polished blackstone block and make this T-shaped pattern. Then put an end rod on bottom above each rail. Behind that, polished blackstone blocks, 5 wide and 3 tall. Now we're going to do our wheels, so take out a block of netherite, and 1 block back from that, get netherite on each rail with an end rod axle. Then switch to blackstone stairs and put them upside down, back to back, in a T-shaped pattern, coming 5 across the rails. So 5 that way, and 5 facing this way. Then our next set of wheels, so netherite on each rail again, with an end rod axle. Then back to blackstone stairs, and same thing, an upside down, back to back T-shaped pattern, coming 5 across to each side of the rails here. Then our final set of wheels, so netherite on each rail again, with an end rod axle. Then take out a dark oak fence gate and open them into the ends of the wheels. Same thing down on this end, open fence gates into the ends of the wheels here. Now switch back to polished blackstone block, and on the second block up here, start filling in this top middle 3 above the truck. We're going to bring that down to this end of the truck here, come out above the fence gates, and then 1 more row of 3. Then we'll come underneath that and put a row of 3 on bottom. Then we're going to come on this bottom block, and on the outside of it, we're going to put outward facing, upside down, polished blackstone stairs. And we're going to make that come down in a line that's 14 blocks long in total. Once you have 14 blocks, come around like this, and 3 polished blackstone blocks coming across the rails. Then same thing on this side, upside down, outward facing, polished blackstone stairs, coming in a line, 14 blocks long, to connect up on this side and frame in the fuel tank. Then we can switch back to polished blackstone block and come on this second block up and start filling in this top middle 3 down to the other end of the fuel tank here. Just keep bringing it back. For now, we will stop at the end of the fuel tank. Now we're going to do our wheels, so switch to netherite and get netherite on each rail 1 block behind the fuel tank with an end rod axle. Then blackstone stairs, upside down, and a back-to-back T-shaped pattern, coming 5 across the rails. Then in front of that, another set of netherite wheels with an end rod axle. Then back to blackstone stairs, same thing again, upside down, 5 wide, and a back-to-back T-shaped pattern. Then our last set of wheels, so back to netherite on each rail again with an end rod axle. Then switch to dark oak fence gate, open them into the ends of the wheels there, and open them into the ends of the wheels on this side. Then we can go back to polished blackstone block and start filling in the top middle 3 across the top of this truck here. Bring it down right above where those fence gates are. In front of that, we need to make polished blackstone blocks and a 5 by 3 coming across the rails to each side here. So 5 wide and 3 tall. Then we make this T-shaped pattern and put an end rod on bottom above each rail. In front of that, 3 right side up polished black stone stairs facing that way, and then upside down facing outward on either side. Then a block in the middle, and 2 forward facing upside down stairs on either side of that. Then the top is 3 upside down stairs facing forward in the middle. Switch to dark oak stairs for your coupler, get it stacked up to that second block, and delete the one you used for placement. Underneath it, the dark oak fence gate for an air hose, and then we open 2 fence gates into the plow on either side of the coupler. Then we're going to take an oak slab for the stairs and stack them in that gap on the bottom hitbox of each of the 3 blocks there. Same thing on the other side. Then we got to do the stairs on this end, so 3 slabs coming up on the bottom hitboxes here, and 3 slabs coming up on this side as well. Now we're going to come on the side of the truck with a black stone slab, and above the truck here, we're going to run a row of slabs from the front wheel to the back wheel. Same thing here, a row of slabs coming down the length of the truck from wheel to wheel. Then we have to do the other side, so same thing, start at this wheel, come forward with slabs all the way up to that wheel. 1 more corner to go here. A row of slabs up here. Then we're going to take out a grindstone, and everywhere there's a wheel, we're going to hang an upside down grindstone in front of it. Same thing here. Everywhere there's a wheel, put an upside down grindstone coming off those slabs. Do the same thing on this side. So grindstones for this truck. And 1 more to go. Upside down grindstones in front of the wheels on this truck. Now at this point, we have to decide which way the locomotive is facing. I'm going to have the front end be facing out there towards the void, making this the engineer side. So we're going to come on the engineer side on top of the fuel tank here. And we need to get out polished black stone block. On the back of the fuel tank, we put 2 blocks and 2 blocks on the front. Then we're going to switch to anvils and run a line of 5 anvils from the front and 4 from the back, leaving a 1 block gap in the middle there. In that middle, we're going to put a fuel shutoff. So I'm going to take out a crimson button here, and down in this gap in the middle, I'm going to put a button. On the other side of the fuel tank, we just run a full line of polished black stone blocks all the way from end to end on the fuel tank. Then on the front of the fuel tank, we put a button on this side, a space, and another button. In front of the fuel tank, we hang a bell. Then up in these corners, 2 chains, a chain in that gap, then a chain in this gap on either side, and a chain up in that gap by the porch on either side. Now switch to light gray concrete, and on this 3rd block up, we're going to start filling it in on this top, 5 wide, and going from end to end. Now we'll start working on the nose of the locomotive here. So come on the front with light gray concrete. And we're going to start 2 blocks in, and we're going to make a row of 3 in the middle. Above that, lapis in the middle, concrete on either side. Then another row of 3 concrete. Behind it, on this side it's a column of 3 concrete. On this side it's just 1 high. Then we're going to put a column of 4 on the outside edges behind that on each side. Then 1 block down in that corner, and same thing on this side, 1 block down in that corner for the stairs. Behind these, we're going to make a 2x2 of light gray concrete. Above that, 2 lapis blocks to be the locomotive number. Then a column of 4 light gray concrete behind each of those. Then black stained glass panes for the side windows, and we'll swing around on front. Black glass blocks on either side and light gray in the middle. Above that, we fill in the top middle 3 with light gray and extend 1 block out in the middle. Then we can fill in this middle 3 of the roof of the cab. Then we're going to take out andesite stairs and run a line of 4 outward facing right side up stairs on either side above the windows. Now we're going to come up on top behind the roof of the cab here. Switch to light gray concrete block, and behind the cab make a row of 3. Then we're going to extend 2 concrete down the middle. On either side of that, we put sideways blast furnaces on each side to be vents. Then another row of 3 light gray concrete. Then bedrock coming down on each side, 4 blocks long on each side. Then a row of 3 light gray concrete, and then fill in that middle with light gray as well. Now come underneath that on the conductor side of the train here, and we're going to extend the light gray concrete all the way down to the bottom here, and just fill this whole block in with light gray concrete coming from the top to the bottom. Then over on the engineer side behind the cab, we leave space for a door, so the first one only comes up by 2, and then the rest come from the bottom to the top. Fill in this whole block here. Just keep filling it in 4 high till we get to the back of this vent section. Then we come back up in front of this door, stack 2 light gray concrete. Behind that, 3 going off towards the back there. Then we'll swing around on the other side. And on this side behind the cab, it's 1 high and 4 long going back. Now we'll come down and work on the rear end of the locomotive. So on the back, in the middle, 2 blocks in from the end here, we stack 2 light gray concrete, 1 lapis, 2 more light gray concrete. Kitty corner to that, a stack of 5 light gray concrete on either side. In front of that, we're going to start filling it in all the way down to the other end, 4 blocks high. And we'll do that on each side, end to end. Now we'll come on the top of the back here with light gray concrete, and we're going to extend this forward by 8 blocks. Add 1 extra block there. So 8 blocks forward, and same thing on the other side, and we can also go ahead and just fill in this whole middle with light gray concrete. Then we come in on the top of the side with an andesite slab. We put 1 slab on the back and 1 slab on the front of this box. Same thing on this side, a slab on the front and a slab on the back. Then, upside down, polished blackstone brick stairs facing outwards, filling in the middle for the vents. Do the same thing on the other side, fill in this middle with outward facing, upside down, polished blackstone brick stairs. Then on the top of the back, switch back to andesite slab, 3 coming across the back like that, 3 coming across the front. Then run andesite slabs down the middle. Then polish blackstone brick slabs for the vents on top in these gaps, and fill it in end to end on both sides. Then we can fill in this open space in the middle here with light gray concrete. Then take out andesite stairs, 3 of them facing this way on back, and 3 of them facing this way on the front. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to take out a smoker to be our exhaust stack. We're going to put the smoker in the middle in front of these back stairs, surround that with andesite slabs. Then keep bringing andesite slabs forward on either side here. We skip 2 blocks back and leave the middle open, and open back-to-back dark oak fence gates in there to be the horn. Now we're going to do some vents, so come on the bottom of the back here, 1 block from the end, knock out a column of 2, and we're going to end up alternating and make 4 columns of 2 with a space between them. Then we're going to go ahead and fill all of these gaps here with bedrock to represent all the venting down here. Now we got to do the same thing on the other side, so skip 1 block forward and keep knocking out columns of 2, alternating with a block of space between them until you have 4 columns. Now we're going to work on our logo. So start 1 block forward from that bedrock vent and 1 block down. Knock out a C shape and fill it with lapis lazuli block. Skip a block, and I always seem to knock out too many blocks. Make this backwards L shape and one in the corner to represent the S. Skip another block and knock out an X shape here. Like I said, I always seem to knock out too many blocks. So just get this all filled in so you have an X shape. Now our logo's on that side, and we'll go do the other side. So on this side, we'll start lined up with where that exhaust stack is. Knock out the C shape, fill it with lapis. Skip a block, backwards L shape, and one in the corner. Skip a block, and an X shape. You could also use letter banners for this, but I want the logo to be big when I can. Now we're going to come around on the front, on top of the cab, and we're going to take out a flower pot to represent a little antenna here. So back in the middle of the cab, put a flower pot, then we're going to switch to light gray carpet, and we're going to start filling in this roof with light gray carpet. Just keep bringing it back. Right here, to go above those blast furnaces, you'll have to crouch to place it. And just bring this carpet all the way back to where these stairs are so it covers all these vents. Then we'll come down here and put carpet on these stairs and a T-shape of carpet on the front porch. Carpet on those stairs as well. Then carpet on these stairs and start running the carpet down this walkway all the way to the back of the locomotive here. Come around here, come around the back porch with a T-shape, and come around this side, and then bring your carpet all the way up to the other side on this end. And just keep bringing it forward here. When we get up here, place it up on these stairs as well. Then we're going to take a jungle trapdoor on the other side of the nose here and close it right there to be the handbrake wheel. Then we take iron bars for our handrails. Start on bottom here, come up 3, over 1, up 1, over 1, and then we'll make that a 2x2. Then it's the same thing on the other side. Start on bottom here, come up 3, over 1, up 1, and over 1, and make it a 2x2. Right here we come up by 5, and then over to connect with the cap. Same thing on the other side of the nose here. So start on the bottom, come up by 5, and then over to connect with the cab. Then we'll come down and work on the railings on back. Up here, we come up by 4. On the end, it's the same as the front, up by 3, over 1, up 1, over 1, and make it a 2x2. Same thing here, up from the bottom by 3, over 1, up 1, over 1, and make it a 2x2. Here we come up from the bottom by 4, and then we're going to start running the bars all the way to the front of the locomotive here. When we get here, we come up by 1 and then over to connect with the back of the cab. Then we'll do the other side, so come back down to the back and come on the other side here. Start your iron bars here and start bringing them forward. When we get here, we come up by 1 and then over and then up 1 again at this stair and over to connect. Now we're going to take white stained glass pane, one on the side here and one on the side up here to be rear view mirrors. Now we're going to come down on these railings here and we're going to take out an item frame and make our ditch lights. So an item frame on each railing with glowstone for ditch lights. Then we'll come up on this top middle and an item frame with glowstone to be the headlight in the middle here. Then we're going to take out a birch sign to the side of that to be the number plate. And the number for this locomotive is going to be 7502. Same thing over here, put another number plate with 7502. Now we're going to come down and detail the rear end of the locomotive. So come around to the back, and in the top middle, put 2 item frames with glowstone for rear headlights. If you want rear ditch lights, put item frames with glowstone down on these iron bars. Then we'll take our birch sign on the side, 1 block down from the top, and put our number plate on either side. Then we're going to run a ladder up the left-hand side. And in this corner, we're going to have to take out this carpet and the block under it to run the ladder down. Replace it with light gray wool so it matches. Now we got to make a banner, so get out a loom and come into it. A light gray banner with black dye. Make the top half black, then switch to light gray dye and put a border around it. This will be our window banner. So take that banner and come up and put 1 here and 1 on this side, and then we'll come around behind the cab as well and put 1 here and 1 here. Then we'll go ahead and get out a door here and fill in our doors. Use whatever door looks best. I'm going to use a birch door. Put a door here, and then over on the other side of the nose here, put a door there. Now we'll work on the interior, so come in through this nose door with a smooth stone slab. And we're going to stack a row of smooth stone slabs in the middle that's 1 block high, coming to the back of the cab here. On the back, we stack it up to the level of the door. Then in the front, we make a column on either side, coming all the way up to the bottom of the windows. On the side here, we're going to stack it up to the same level as the door. Same thing over on this side, stack it up to the same level as the door. Then we'll put 1 slab in the back to be a stair. Then we can put a door down in this gap. Then we'll put an item frame above it with a compass for a gauge, a lever on the right for the engineer, and then we'll spin around with some stairs to be our seats on each side here. Come to the back, put a sideways blast furnace, and a glowstone to light the cab. Now our interior is completed. Now we're going to come out on the nose with some string here, and get down on the nose, crouch, and put string in that middle. That'll allow us to crouch and put carpet above that gap and the door, and fill in the rest of the nose with blue carpet. And there we have it, rail fans. We've completed this early CSX C40-8 standard cab. So that's all for this episode. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and stay tuned for more. Have a great day, and stay safe out there.